Hello everyone, I am back today with another video. This is actually the first game of Stratego that I play in a very, very long time. It's been at least a month and a half, if not like 2 months. And I have like 16 setups saved on gravon, which is of course where I am playing right now because, yes, the main Stratego website is down and does not work any longer. And that is part of the reason why I've not played a game of Stratego in so long. Also, being busy, just having so many things to do with regards to real life and all that. But I am here and I'm playing this game, and hopefully it goes well since I'm recording it. But as I said, these are just one of the setups that I had saved here on gravon. These are all over a year old, so I don't really know how well they are. I actually had someone pick this setup for me. I told them to give me a number, 1 through 16, and this is number 12, and so it got picked. I'll go ahead and take that. I'm sure my captain's going to die, but that's fine because I already got a lieutenant with it. I just realized my spy can be scouted. I kind of forgot that my spy was sitting there. Let's move the colonel out just in case to cover that spy. I'm going to hit this piece. Sergeant, very good. Any piece I get here with my captain is really just beneficial. And a trade. Excellent. So I'm going to use this scout. We're going to say out the corner, and that is a bomb. So we have bomb here. This one's scared of my captain. One of these two is probably a decent piece. I'm probably going to want to move the spy out of the way that she can be scouted. So I'm probably going to move that sergeant up next here. And that way the spy is safe. So this one was scared of my captain. These two pieces here were threatening my captain. And this one here was next to a captain that was here. So this might be something good. These two are both acting good. I think I'm going to take the risk here. I'm going to hit that. And it's a major, an excellent hit. I don't think this is something good. It might be. I've already gotten a major here. I'm actually going to move up and hit this piece. Because I'm thinking this... Okay, that was just a scout. So that might not have been the best decision. Interesting. Alright. We'll see what they eventually take me with, if they take me with anything. They're actually offering me an escape route here, so I guess I should take it. That's pretty interesting that they would allow my colonel to escape. Usually in that situation, they're going to want to try to trap my colonel. So the fact that they're allowing my colonel to escape makes me think, perhaps, that maybe they have nothing good at all on this side here. But I could be wrong about that. That would be a very bold guess. Either way, I'm going to plunge in a bit more. I know both of these have moved, so I'll just go ahead and do that. So they're basically giving me a free piece here, which is fine. It's better than nothing. And I get to check this piece with my sergeant most likely. Now, they are absolutely just letting me go. So I'm actually going to keep going and I'm going to attack. Because I feel like if this was a good piece, they would probably try harder to like go after my colonel. Could be wrong about that. Okay. So I'm not worried about that at all. That was a very good run, and I did discover the general. Not as good as the marshal, for example, but I think that's a very successful endeavor there. He's going to have to waste a scout on my sergeant. That leaves him with only 3. I know a bomb here. I know a general, and I pretty much cleaned up the rest of this area with my colonel, so that's very good. I haven't really talked about my setup much. That's a pretty good snag there with my colonel. I'll take that. The only thing he can kill me with is his marshal, and I find that rather unlikely. And I can always, of course, bluff like I have the spy here, since I know the general. So I can make it very blatant that, yeah, my colonel's fine here because I know your general, so only your marshal can come down and take this, so obviously it's only my spy there. I'm going to leave that there. If that's a major, then I guess they can just go ahead and take the captain. Okay, trade, that's good. I'm going to actually use a scout here, and we're going to scout behind. Okay, another captain, so not great info, but I'm still up a scout. And I'm going to want to come up with this major here. So we know captain, and we know general. And of course, they just scouted my sergeant over here and discovered my colonel. So I'm thinking there probably will be a colonel eventually. This could be a colonel, perhaps. I'm just going to leave that there anyway, because I'm up 2 majors. I'm also up 2 lieutenants, I'm also up a sergeant and a minor and a scout. My colonel did do good work on that left side there. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do on this left side, because I should probably exploit the fact that I know their general and they really don't have many pieces here, because I cleaned up this row here. They have a couple of these over here, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what I should do. I think I'm going to come down with a major, because I think it wouldn't make sense for them to blindly hit me with a colonel, because there is a solid chance I would come down with a general. But at the same time, they might hit me with a sergeant, lieutenant, maybe even captain, in the hopes of finding, say, a general. So that's why I'm going to come down with a major, hopefully be able to take one of those. And worst case scenario, they waste that piece. So I'm actually surprised that they hit that. I think I'm going to come down with the real general now and see if I can take advantage of this, because that does show a little bit of desperation on their part to really blindly hit my my colonel, or my blindly trade majors, I mean. I'm almost expecting this to be a colonel, but that wouldn't really make sense to stack your colonel in general, would it? So, okay, I'm gonna hit this. Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. I was totally spot on what I thought that piece would be, but the move there didn't make sense. But, I mean, hey, I'll take a colonel. That is perfect. Worst case scenario now, they come and they basically blitz my colonel, and then they get a free colonel. Yeah, I pegged that as a colonel pretty early on, because when I approached with my major, he moved this captain out of the way and brought that colonel up. But then he sat it, like, in front of the general, and that made me think it was more of a trash piece, but I just hit it anyway. And my intuition was correct. So after many weeks of not playing, at least I still got that. I'm going to go ahead and come up with my scout here. I'm pretty sure this side is safe on lockdown. If they really want to risk their marshal, then that's not even horrible for me. I am down a captain. I can't remember how that came about. Oh, I think it was because they took this captain here with their major. Thinking this is... I'm going to scout this anyway. Minor, okay. Because that was a decent candidate to be the spy. I think this also could be a spy, for example. But I'll come down with a scout here. So they only have a colonel. They have no majors left. That means I should probably come up with a captain. They've already used a major and the colonel from the center over here. So I think a captain is probably primed and ready to be coming up here. I'm going to move my marshal out. Just put that there. And if I discover their colonel with my captain, that is totally a-okay with me. I don't have any issues there. This is probably the spy. I know this is a minor, of course. And I'm totally willing to give up this captain to discover the colonel, or even better would be the marshal. I'm going to hit this. Captain trade, okay. Alright, that's good then. I'd like to scout this piece, because I'm not sure what to think about it, and I am up a scout, so I'm able to use that scout. I was thinking this was the spy, but I'll be cautious anyway, just in case. I don't want to be too liberal with my majors in case he does come and try to take that colonel, which maybe I should probably move out of the way anyway. I'm going to scout that. Okay, that's just a sergeant. So we know sergeant, we know minor. This was acting like the spy, I remember. If he wants to take that sergeant, that's fine. I don't think that's moved. Okay, I'll just do that. Perfect. So that colonel is safe now. Let's come up with a lieutenant then, because we know sergeant, we know minor, and he only has a captain left. Otherwise, he'd have to trade lieutenant, so we could definitely do good work with the lieutenant on this side over here. If I do remember correctly, that is a minor, I think it is. I should probably try to scout this piece now if I can. Okay, just in case that's a colonel, though, I'm going to back the major with my marshal. Okay, so he's not letting me scout this piece. I know this is sergeant, I know this is minor. The way he's acting with this makes me think it's not a spy, even though it would make sense to be the spy being near the general. I should have scouted that most likely. Let's see. I think I have it either way because this is a minor and I can. It's actually probably better to do what I just did because now I get the minor and I can scout it anyway. Okay, I'll take that, and then you can kill my lieutenant and give me info, and then I will scout it. Logic would tell me this is the spy based on placement and how they acted earlier in the game. Although, lately they've been acting like it's more of a colonel, which wouldn't make sense at all, really. No, it's just a scout. Okay. It being a colonel, it makes sense because they dragged this colonel all the way over here to basically suicide it to my general. Okay, so this lieutenant is most likely going to die anyway, so I'll probably end up lottoing with it, but I'll put it there anyway. Let's come up with another scout in the center. We each have one scout left. Actually, I think it's better to come up with a lieutenant in the center, because they have exactly 3 pieces that can kill my lieutenant with... they can kill my lieutenant outright, and only 2 of those pieces results in a positive change for them, which would be the colonel there. So I'm going to try to bluff over here. I hope they don't call this bluff, because that could be a little bit of an issue. Let's see what they do here. Okay, makes sense. So I know the major, or the colonel, and I only had to use a lieutenant, which I'm up 2 of, to discover that. Okay, so he's actually going to call that. I find that rather interesting. Let me come up with my major then, but I'm not going to move next to the colonel with this major. Okay. I'm going to try to bluff that marshal like it's nothing. He'll probably come and kill. I'm going to hit this piece next to the bomb here, just to get some... Okay, that's another bomb, that's fine. That tells me this is almost certainly a captain. So, I'm just going to tuck the spy away here. I know 2 bombs, that's useful. Pretty sure captain, definitely colonel. Of course, I know that piece. Let me come up with this sergeant here. I am only up 2 lieutenants now. Or, I'm sorry, I only have 2 lieutenants left. I'm not up any at all right now. I'm going to bring my colonel towards the center. I'm up 2 majors, though, so that shouldn't really be much of an issue anyway. Hope that's not a scout to take the spy. That would be really annoying. But I'm not going to let them discover my major. I'm going to play it up like it's a good piece, and I'll take that minor. I'm going to play this up like the marshal here, and of course leaving my marshal there should cement the idea that that's not a good piece of mine. Okay, I'm going to do it like that. Let's do that actually. I'm going to leave that there. Let's do that. This is either a garbage piece or it's the marshal, and he's going to use a captain instead. I'm going to take this, and we're going to trade. Perfect. So I know his colonel, that actually wasn't his captain here, so that's a bit unfortunate. I wasted my lieutenant, but that doesn't really matter because now I'm up 2 majors, and I know his colonel. Yeah, I do think I fooled him pretty well on the marshal. I was bluffing it like it was this. Yeah, okay. So we're faring pretty well at the moment. I don't see any way that I could really lose this. Okay. I'll just come over with my colonel and block whatever he does over here. That's not a problem. So naturally, I'll go ahead and retreat my major there, and he's going to have to lotto, or he'll get only a spy. Looks like he's going to probably take an exit slip there, yeah. So I'll go ahead and blow up my sergeant here on what is probably another bomb. Oh, minor, perfect. But I'm up 2 sergeants, so I'm not worried about that. 3 bombs there. Alright, good to know. This bomb here is pretty inconvenient now because I'd like to move my colonel whichever way I want, but I have to go this way now. But I think I'll survive. So I know all 3 bombs there. That's pretty tricky. Okay, I guess I'll just leave that there. I'm going to go ahead and hit this because there's a very high chance this is a moving piece. Okay, so he's going to find out that bomb. Even if this is a bomb, which I don't think it is, yeah, it's not. So I'm going to get a piece of his here, because he can't escape with both of these. I have to give up one. Okay, just a spy, so nothing important. So his spy was actually on the other side there. I find that rather interesting. But let's bring up our lieutenant here. I guess I could have just come through with the major and killed him, but okay, it's a sergeant anyway, so I was able to do that anyway. I'll go ahead and block his colonel off. I like his colonel being on this side, and of course, if that's a minor or anything, my lieutenant can be there to stop it. If he tries to come to the flag, I'll go ahead and tell him GG. I don't see any way that he'd be able to do anything here. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to lotto in the corner here because he probably has a tripod, more likely than not, and I already know 3 bombs. So that was the least likely of all, I guess that'd be 6 of these to be a bomb. Come up with my miner here and we'll just charge the center and see what we got. He does have 2 lieutenants left. So I'll just let him do that. If it's a lieutenant, then whatever. Okay, I probably could have stopped that, but it doesn't really matter. But he's got 1 lieutenant, and he has 1 miner left. Or 2 lieutenants. I was saying 1, not counting this one here. Okay, I guess... no, he actually won't get to lotto. I was going to say, I guess he gets to try his hand at lotto, but all he's going to do is get that miner, or nothing at all now. So he'll go right into that bomb there, most likely. Alright, yep, that'll be it. Might as well try my own hand at lotto, and that's a bomb, so his flag's probably here. Which I think is pretty interesting, considering he advanced a lot over here. But I guess it was his flag that was... Or his marshal, I guess, that was over here, because it came down here through the center. Alright, and that'll be the end of it. Good game. Definitely a good win. My first game back playing in quite some time, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I will have some more time in the near future to record more videos, and of course I'm sorry that it's not on the website that we all knew and loved, but it's on Gravon, which is not as good, aesthetically pleasing either, in that manner. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll be back with some more videos soon. Have a great day.